Jroc and KJ.
What's going on, everybody? This is Right Now Podcast with Jroc and KJ.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody locked in and tuned in as we go ahead and start this episode. Again, we appreciate everybody that's been locked in with us, following, liking, sharing, doing everything that we've asked you guys to do. Again, we know we really wouldn't be a lot of places without you guys. So again, we appreciate it as always. But welcome back to the series of Unveiling Financial Wealth and Literacy. We are going to be talking about this episode where it's aligning financial goals with your significant other.
Yes.
We're also going to dive in to the big M word.
The big M.
As well.
Yes.
So this should be a pretty good topic, man. A simple topic, but let's dive right into this, man.
Yeah. Hey, aligning financial goals with your partner is crucial because money matters, and it can definitely affect your relationship. When both partners are on the same page, though, it strengthens the trust, and minimize conflict, and it creates a solid foundation for shared dreams or goals or whatever.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you guys, sit down and have that conversation about, being on the same track, align your goals up and visions, and talk about the finances and how that should move. It should be, that's definitely going to be an impact on the relationship versus trying to do something on your own, not communicating with it. I've been in both situations. Yeah. With the current, trying to do shit on my own, not really talking about, being as one.
Right. Basically, money is a touchy subject.
Yeah. So, you've got to line up the goals. So, let's talk about that. How do you line up, or what's the strategy for aligning up financial goals? You know what I'm saying? I guess the very first thing it is, having that honest communication, because it's crucial to have that safe space where, you can express your financial value, your priorities, your long-term visions, just what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to do with your financial goal to make sure you guys are on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, just as much as talking, like we talked about in our communication episode, active listening is also very, very important. You can't understand each other's perspectives, each other's fears, or each other's aspirations, without being active and listening, paying attention to what they're saying. And then you could actually find common ground and work together to achieve the same financial goals.
Yeah, for sure, man. You got to have that conversation. You got to make sure you listen. It's got to be a two-way street.
Yes.
You got to talk back and forth. Make sure not only are the visions the same, the goals are the same, because like you said, it's important because he or she may be fearing of doing something where you've done it before, so you can inspire that person or that significant other to go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you said, finding that common ground to work together is huge, man. When you become, again, we're gonna talk about the M word in just a minute, but finding that common ground to become one, bro, it's important. Another key aspect, bro, I feel like, in sharing goals, whether it's saving for a house, planning for retirement, paying off any kind of debt you guys have, clearing any objectives that could allow couples to align their efforts to track their progress together. You know what I'm saying? So it just got a vision.
Yeah.
I was also told, not only have a vision for finances, have a vision for your life as one as well, right? So
Facts.
Why not do it for finances, right? Because the number one reason, or one of the number one reasons why relationships end,
finances,
is because of the F word. Yeah, the M word.
The M word.
Yeah, the F word, M word,
the F word, the M
whatever.
Word, yeah.
Finances, money. That's the number one reason why, relationships fail. It's not infidelity. The number one reason is finance.
It's finances?
It's finance.
Oh, that's crazy.
Number one reason is finance.
And then, we talk about, it's hard.
Yeah.
But it's you got to create a budget. You got to establish a budget that reflects both partners' wants and needs. Because once you include somebody into your stuff, once you do certain things, you have to look at it for two instead of just one. And you also look, I like J's. I like to buy my sneakers. And I got to make sure that's in the budget. It got to be in the budget. And by establishing a budget, it does ensure like transparency, so you know where the money's going.
Yeah.
It,
Open.
It promotes accountability. Hey, we went over budget, and also it establishes financial responsibility or financial responsible financial management.
Yeah, but with that, bro, with all that we talking about, the one thing that's really I feel like it could be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
The C word, bro. We giving a lot of initials, bro. Compromising, bro. So you can't forget that's gonna be crucial. That's like one of the most crucial, man. You gotta compromise.
There's 2 C's.
Yeah, man.
There's the communication.
Yeah,
and then the compromise. Yeah.
Sacrifice. Sometimes you got to make sacrifices to make sure that you're achieving the shared goal.
Right.
It's about finding that balance, bro. That satisfies not just you but the other one as well.
Right.
Needs, aspirations, like I said, man, and most importantly, be their inspiration, bro.
That's tough. That's a gem right there,
man.
Be their inspiration.
Yeah.
And also let them inspire you. I think it's also essential for couples to regularly review and reassess their financial plans. Your money change, so your circumstances change. Your priorities may shift. By staying adaptable and open to adjustments, then you can also make sure that your financial gains are still aligned.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk a lot about couples, of course it's a two-way. It's both of us. But you gotta talk about once again we talked about common ground and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what we need to really talk about.
Are we on it?
I think
the
so.
M word?
I think we need to talk about the big M word.
And when does the M word happen? When do you know the timing is right? And when do you do it? Right? And when I say the M word, we not talking about marriage. We're talking about merging that one bank account, that one finance together.
Yeah. Merging finances is a significant step. It's crucial.
Bruh.
And it should be done when both partners feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Because personally, and to get a little bit off top, I don't want nobody to tell me how I can spend my bread. I worked hard for my bread. True. I should be able to spend my bread however I want to.
True.
But but that's
why we talk about sacrifice.
Once you determine that you're going to merge finances, and you're establishing joint financial goals, and you have to consider shared expenses. However, you can still keep your little something on the side, but you got to start looking at it from a shared aspect.
Yeah.
And so you got to budget accordingly in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the thing about it, you should be able to have financial, autonomy.
Okay.
Right? Meaning you should be able to be responsible for your own finances.
Right.
But when you have to become responsible for two, so it's
3.
Yeah.
2, 3, however many.
Yeah. Now, for our listeners who might be in different financial situations, how can couples support each other by reaching their individual goals? You know what I'm saying? That's a question that's asked a lot too. What can couples do to support each other?
Yeah, especially when
we talked about inspiring.
Yeah, I think when everybody's on the same level, it's a little easier. But sometimes you come into situations where there's income disparity. Yeah. Where one is doing a little better than the other, or whatever, or different financial starting points. I suck at saving.
Yeah.
So Lauren might be good at saving.
Yeah.
She might got a son on the side.
Yeah.
Already. And so we're talking about we need to meet this same financial goal. Well, you already got a head start, so it's a little easier for you.
Yeah.
So do I count that, or do we both of us start at 0?
Yeah. So
that's definitely a part of that communication, that conversation that you need to have when you decide to do the big M.
Yeah. But it's also very important, man, to be each other's cheerleader.
Yes.
Now,
support is crucial.
Understand, respect each other's financial journeys. If one's paying off all the debt while the other one's saving for a home, find ways to support individual goals while still contributing to your shared dream.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's important, bro. Be the cheerleader.
Yeah. Support is very crucial. It's crucial.
Because when you're out here in the street, you ain't getting much support.
Nah. When you out here doing it, you on your own.
You definitely want that support at home.
Yeah. When you out here trying to do it on your own, a lot of us, everybody values their independence. And I'm independent and I can do this on my own and I don't need this and I don't need that. And that's cool. I support you on that. But in this time, in this era, in this move that we're trying to make, we're trying to do this together. So now independent, although you're independent, we're now together. We're now a unit. You gotta go from what? We gotta go from I, me to we, us.
To we, us.
To we, us.
Yeah.
Well, that's and then Buck.
Yeah, we us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Buck.
Shout out Buck. Yeah, you got to start looking at it like that.
Yeah.
But before you can even get there, you gotta have those conversations. You gotta have that communication and make sure everybody's on the same page. I don't know. That's just the way I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you haven't done it yet with your significant other, man, sit down, talk about what it is, not only your individual goals, but what it is that you guys want to do together.
Right.
Talk about your financial goals.
Right.
And just talk about, again, what it is that you aspire to be, and support it. Don't talk bad. Don't disregard. If that's what they inspire to do, if it makes sense, if you guys have the financial ability to make it happen, support them. Do it. I just feel like it's essential for couples to regularly review and reassess their financial plans along the way as well. Absolutely,
because where you started from and where you're what did Fat Joe say? Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Not today's price.
So think about that. If you take that philosophy and you move on down the road, well, yesterday's prices was not today's prices, and yesterday's savings is not today's savings.
Yeah.
And yesterday's check ain't today's check.
No. So you got to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
You got to be open to adjustments.
Yes.
All that. You got to. You got to be able to. You got if you can't get out the block.
You got to be able to. You got to get the euro. You got to get your euro. If you got to be able to navigate through the. You got to be able to navigate through the pitfalls.
For sure. Just as a chiropractor aligns you. You got to be a chiropractor for your relationship as well, and get everything aligned together.
Yes.
Right. Ensure your financial goals remain aligned as well.
Right.
Guys, man, that's how it happens. You got to align them together. Become that, again, chiropractor, align your relationship, your financial goals together to be successful.
Right.
Together as one. We talked about compromising. Mm-hmm. That's a tough one. When you're used to, the big I'm used to getting I get my J's every time they drop. Now I got to get them every other drop.
I got to let them.
Maybe now, then it goes to, man, I don't get no drops no more, but it's cool.
When they pull up, they pull up.
If I get them, I get them.
Yeah.
That's how it starts. He starts day 5. If I get them, I get them.
If they hit, they hit. If they don't, they don't. If random Tuesday I hop on the Nike app and I'm like, hey, I wonder what Jordans they got. Oh, dang. This came out. Dang.
So let's break this down again. Again, the first step to start this off, to have this, it starts with communication. Communicate. To communicate, you got to do what? You got to listen. Active listening. After that, make sure you set each other goals, whether it's saving for a house, planning for retirement, whatever it is. Just sit down and respect each other's make that conversation a safe place.
It has to be
it has to be, no matter what, it has to be a safe space.
Yes. Because people don't, if you feel like when you have that conversation that information is going to be later on used for ammunition to get you back type stuff, then those conversations aren't going to be productive.
Yep.
And they're going to go quick.
Yep.
But, I would just say like, oh, Jroc pointed to his thing. So let me wrap up. Look, as we wrap up today's episode, I just want to leave you with a few takeaways.
We good.
Are you sure? Because you tapped me.
No, we're good.
Nah, it's good.
No, we're solid. We got a couple more minutes.
Okay. Because I don't want the sauna in. You know how the sauna in.
No, not yet. We good.
Okay.
We got a few more minutes.
I talk about money all day.
I said this is a good episode. This is good, man. And it's a 4-part series, y'all.
Okay.
Remember, if y'all didn't go back and listen to the first episode, it was about the college dilemma, whether having your child, if you got a son or daughter getting ready to graduate, or if they're in school now and it's the going to college versus trying to be an entrepreneur. And again, this one is aligning your financial goals with your significant other. And then we got another episode coming up as well next week. We'll tell you what that is in just a minute. But go ahead, KJ. We got time. Bro.
Okay. I was just saying, like, because look, communication, like, that's the main thing. Like, we talk about this so, like, Like we just gloss over it.
No, that's
like communication is key. Like it's very, very important.
It's the toughest thing too.
It's the hardest part about it because you don't want to, like, some people, you always have your wall of protection.
Yep.
And you always want to maintain. You let yourself peek out. What like the neighbor on Home Improvement. You let your head peek out a little bit. And you don't really communicate. You gotta be able to share. Like you have to be able to share like your real, like, what are your wants? What are your dreams? What are your hopes? Like, what do you want to do? Like, how do you want to be financially set? And what does that look like to you? And you have to just explain what that looks like. And if whatever it looks like to you is okay, because that's your vision. Now you gotta get your partner to align with your vision. Maybe your vision, there's things out there that's kind of wild, and that's fine. Because there's a path to getting to wild though.
Oh yeah.
There's a path before you get all the way to wild.
It's a whole path.
And you can follow that journey, and you might catch before you get to wild, because you've aligned your vision. And
you've aligned it.
And the wild stuff is like, that's kind of wild. We can definitely temper that.
Yeah.
Cornerstone.
Yeah. So
financial alignment.
Yeah.
Communication,
listening, understanding the perspectives, find that common goal, find a common ground.
And another thing is, you might think everything's all good. That's why you got to regularly check in with your partner.
Yeah.
Because you think everything's all good, and once it's not.
A circumstance popped up.
Something popped up.
Something came up.
Something broke.
The car in the shop.
Something broke.
Something happened.
The little check engine light that popped up.
Come on. Something.
Baby got a whole bunch of stuff. So you got to regularly check in with your partner about your financial goals. Yeah. Are we still on pace? Are we still on the path?
How are we looking?
Where
are we at? So whether you have a 3-month checkup,
6-month checkup,
whatever it is,
yeah.
You gotta have the check. Same way you go to the doctor.
Yes, supposed to.
Regular checkup. Well, same way you go to the chiropractor to get alignment. This constantly, like I said, you need to be the financial chiropractor.
Yeah.
Right. Man, hot topic. And I just got a whole bunch of ands on top of that. I don't know why. I did my research on this. Okay. One, that's why. So that's why I got a lot of ands. Yeah.
Everything. There's no such thing as the perfect plan. There's no such thing as the perfect plan. And so you have to be flexible. Flexibility is key. Life happens.
Be adaptable.
Life happens. And your financial priorities change. Me, I got the little whip, you know what I'm saying? But I have a baby now. I probably need to start looking into a bigger type of vehicle to accommodate for my child as she gets larger. That's a new priority. My other priority was, hey, I just like to make sure my feet look good. All right, well, gotta shift in your priorities. So you gotta be open to, adapting and changing your goals as circumstances evolve. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you gotta, just how the weather changes every 3-4 months.
Not in Texas.
Well, you gotta be able to change often as well.
Right.
For sure. Man, fire. Make sure you guys, like I said, like, follow, subscribe, share if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Man, we got a part 3 next week's coming up.
What's part 3?
Investing for long-term wealth creation.
Oh, so now we're talking about long money.
Long money. Now you guys set up your goals. You're hitting these goals. You're reaching your goals. Now, what does the future look like? Not just for you guys, but for whoever else comes after. What does that residual life, long-term wealth creation look like? And how do you invest into it?
What does that look like? Let's talk about it.
Man, let's talk about it. Again, we appreciate you guys listening in. If you have any responses, if you have anything you want to say, make sure you share it. Make sure you comment, whatever it is.
Like, follow, subscribe, share, leave a comment.
It don't matter.
Shit, leave us a review. It'll help us out too.
There it is. This is Right Now Podcast with Jroc and KJ. And we out.